This is a qualifier. 8 cars will make the move into the feature event from this first round for the modifieds. And starting on the pole out of Northport, New York, it is driver Jamie Steele. Things underway. The pace car is in. The new Chevrolet IROC Z is in. The green flag is up for Chris Hopkins, and we are underway with Bob Potter taking the lead into turn number 1. Potter, that crafty veteran, jumps from the outside starting position and leads down the backstretch. Jamie Steele, who started on the pole, has lots of trouble and has dropped way back into the field. Remember, 8 cars will make the move into the feature here tomorrow afternoon. Bob Potter, car number 51, the Goodwin Pontiac machine, in the lead. Running in the second spot, it is Willie Hardy. In the third position, car number 4 of Mike Paquette. They run down the backstretch. The open wheel Stafford modifieds head for turn number 3. Defending track champ Ted Christopher, who has had engine problems all day, seems to have it pretty well straightened out, and Teddy wheels the car off of turn number 4 in the 4th position. 2 laps posted with the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. 12 laps is the distance for this event. As Paquette takes a quick look underneath Willie Hardy, they head down the back straightaway. The field runs pretty much single file as everybody begins to get the feel of the half mile. And we've got trouble developing very quickly over in turn number 3 and 4. It seems as though everyone makes it by the Mike Paquette car number 4, which went around. All in all, job well done by all the drivers. What happens this time around? Bob Potter begins to quicken the pace. Here they come. Green flag is back out at Ted Christopher. Sticks the nose of the 13 down underneath Willie Hardy. But Hardy battles back to the outside. Into turn 1, Potter holds on to the lead. Christopher finds running room, sneaks down underneath, picks up that second spot. Hardy runs in the 3rd position. Then it is Kohler. Chuck Doherty, first time out behind the wheel of an open wheel modified, currently holds down position number 5. Thus far, he is a qualifier, as is Eddie Spires in the 3X. The 61 of Beaupre and the 134 of Lapierre. 8 cars make the move. Our defending track champ now right on the rear bumper of Bob Potter looks to the outside as they head down into turn number 3. Christopher takes it in just a little bit deeper, but not deep enough, as Potter holds on and leads them off of turn number 4. Christopher again looks to the outside down the front straightaway. 4 laps out of this 12-lap event completed and posted on the scoreboard. It is Ted Christopher challenging Bob Potter for the lead here on the half mile. Down that long back straightaway. Christopher now takes it in deep as they head for turn number 4. Christopher holding tough up on the outside. Potter, a very conservative smart move down on the inside. He's going to make Teddy go around. Teddy tries to look to the inside, but there's no room. He has to back off. So it is Potter, Christopher, Hardy, Doherty, Kohler, Spires, Beaupre, and Lapierre. Mike Paquette 1 spot out as they come to the start-finish line for the halfway marker from Chris Hopkins. 6 laps complete. 6 laps left to run as Bob Potter continues to set the pace. Doherty now. We've got a problem in turn number 1 as the 4 of Mike Paquette has gone around a second time. It looks like he is going to be able to refire. He does not. And as a result, the caution flag comes out. So a couple of very interesting stories beginning to develop here. Bob Potter, of course, the veteran, setting the pace back out onto the racetrack. But we're not going to wait as the green flag comes out and they put the hammer down. Off the turn and across the line. Once again, Bob Potter, the man on the pin. He is up in front. Ted Christopher literally on his bumper. Off the turn, Chuck Doherty has found running room on the outside of Willie Hardy. They head for turn 3. Potter sets the pace. Christopher runs second. It is Chuck Doherty in car number 0. 7 laps posted. 12 is the scheduled distance, and Christopher takes it down very, very low. Still can't find running room. Remember, 8 cars make the move. And right now, the car on the bubble is car number 3X with Ed Spires at the controls. Off the turn, single file, it is Bobby Potter, Ted Christopher, Chuck Doherty. Then it is Hardy, Kohler, Beaupre, Lapierre, and Spires. Christopher now, once again, takes a peek to the outside, but Potter keeps the car down low. Christopher drops to the very bottom of the racetrack, but can't find room to run there either. Between turns 3 and 4, Doherty now closes in, makes it a 3-way run for the lead. 9 laps on the scoreboard, and they're beginning to turn up the wick. Christopher dives to the inside. An incredible move, and he brings Chuck Doherty right along with him. The whole deck is reshuffled. And Ted Christopher shows his championship style as he wheels car number 13 off the fourth turn, right up to the wall and across the start-finish line. 2 laps to go, according to starter Chris Hopkins, as the field rumbles by on the half mile. Chuck Doherty turning a lot of heads as he turns that car number 0 into a very, very strong-running second-place competitor. Off the turn, Doherty now right on the rear bumper of Christopher. Will he make a run at it, or will he hang tight into that second spot? He's car number 13 with Ted Christopher, followed by Chuck Doherty, the 51 of Potter, the 21 of Willie Hardy. Then it is Dan Beaupre, followed by Dave Kohler, Roland LaPierre, and the 3X of Eddie Spires. Those are the 8 cars that make the move into tomorrow's running of the 17th annual Coors Spring Sizzler here at the Speedway. Very quickly, is driver John Anderson. Anderson out in the front, and he has really taken advantage of the faulty start by car number 64. Heading down the long back straightaway into turns 3 and 4, it is John Anderson all by himself. Jerry Pearl is the second spot. 71 of Buck Ackley drops down to the inside, looking for running room as Dolan gets a little bit loose with the 69. As a result, it costs him 2 spots. Buck Ackley finds running room under Dolan, and he takes the 71 into the 4th position. Anderson leads the charge off of 4. Jerry Pearl closing the gap. Jack Ely in the 90, the 71 of Buck Ackley. Here comes Battle and Bow down on the inside with car number 98. Then it is the 69 of Dolan. Pat Chambrello, Ed Kennedy, and a host of others working their way toward the front, all looking for one of those unqualified positions. Remember, only will make move into the future event. Anderson and Pearl going at it wheel to wheel off the second turn. John Anderson has the advantage as they head for 3. Anderson holding on. Remember, it was John Anderson who took all the marbles running one of these cars in Smyrna earlier this season. Anderson and Pearl way out in front of the rest of the troop, but here comes Bo Gunning down on the inside of Buck Ackley, and Gunning has the 98 cranked right up into turn number 3. Gunning on the low side, Ackley up high. Gunning has the advantage. He picks up the 4th spot, sets his sights on the rear bumper of car number 94, Jack Ely. Anderson and Pearl still doing battle off the second turn with 5 laps posted on the scoreboard. This time around, we will find ourselves at the halfway point. 6 down, 6 left to go as John Anderson holds on to the lead. Jerry Pearl is in second. Bo Gunning now looks underneath Jack Ely. Turns 1 and 2, Anderson, Pearl, Ely, Gunning, Ackley. That's how they run the first 5 cars. Then it is the 6X of Pat Chambrello. Here comes Jeff Barry in the 22, Jim Nolan in the 69, and Kelly Dixie in the 64. Off the turn they come. Barry goes sliding down through the infield. An incredible job of driving by young Jeff Barry as he holds on to that beautifully prepared automobile. Ed Kennedy takes car number 6 for a quick ride down through the infield, but everybody's okay. The leaders totally oblivious of all of this activity as they've got their hands full just hanging on to their spot. Bo Gunning and Buck Ackley still doing wheel-to-wheel battle off the second turn. This time, Gunning with a slight advantage as they head for 3. Ely is able to hold off those 2 Chargers as Jack Ely maintains the 3rd spot off of turn number 4. But here comes Jerry Pearl. Pearl looks to the inside of Anderson. Down in turn number 1. Jerry Pearl and John Anderson, they are now wheel to wheel, and Pearl has the advantage. Jerry Pearl, the incredible, crafty veteran, a man who has the patience of Job, will sit there and wait and wait and wait, and when his opportunity is there, he strikes the speed of a cat. Jerry Pearl, now the leader. Off of turn number 2, heading down the back straightaway, and Jack Ely gets sideways. When he does, Buck Ackley, Bo Gunning goes to Ackley. Bo Gunning, the 90 of the 6X of Chambrello. Then here they come off the turn. Checkered flag is out, and Jerry Pearl gets the win, followed by Anderson, Ackley, and Gunning. Next is the 90 of Ely. 6X of Chambrello. Then it is the 26 of Stafford, and Gary Leach, Brad Thrall, Ed Clark, Jeff Barry, Jim Dolan, Eric Kemhoff in that order. So to recap the top 8, Jerry Pearl in for the win. Chevrolet Camaro, courtesy of M.J. Sullivan Chevrolet Buick into London. We are just about ready to let them loose. Here they come. The pace car is in, and away we go. Green flag is up. And there's Bobby Jordan out in front with car number 86. The Snake works his way to the front, hangs on as Jensen in that 179 runs in the second spot. Then it is Dickie Dew in the 31 running in the third position. Rick Knapp drops down low with a 16. He moves into third. Dickie Dew gets drop kicked back into fourth, and suddenly here's Hewitt. Hewitt also pushes Dickie Dew back a position. So with one lap complete, here's how it shakes down. It is Bob the Snake Georgitis out in front, challenged very seriously by Jensen in the 179 as they go side by side through turns 3 and 4. Jensen has the advantage off the corner, and Jensen takes the lead in the corner. So it is Jensen, Georgitis, Knapp, Hewitt in that order. Then it is Mike Christopher, Richie Gallup, the 23 of Larry Ross. Lloyd Igor drives car number 12. Off the turn they come, and crossing the start finish line, Charlie Savage is right directly behind Igor, car number 11. Once again, 8 cars make the move into the feature event from this qualifying round, and it is John Jensen, second-generation driver out of Walcott, Connecticut, leading the charge with car number 179. Jensen brings it right out to the wall. Off the start-finish line. The aftermarket specialist machine right out in front in good shape. Running in the second spot. Georgitis, the Semco Contractors machine, holds on to position number 2. Then it is Rick Knapp, car number 16, running in the third spot. Pretty much single file. But Mike Christopher now begins to flex his muscles just a bit. Christopher looks to the outside. He has managed to get around Moose Hewitt, and now sets his sights on the rear bumper of Rick Knapp. 6 laps down, 6 to go as the halfway marker is shown to the field. They cross the start-finish line, and John Jensen putting on a terrific driving display here today out front all by himself. Bobby Georgitis running in the second spot. The heat is on the rear bumper of the 16. Mike Christopher is there. The Thompson track champion for 1987. Looking, he drops underneath the 16 of Knapp, and Christopher now finds himself in the third spot. Richie Gallup tried to follow right through that hole, but Knapp was able to close it very, very quickly. So Knapp holds on to the spot, and it is Gallup, Hewitt, and Larry Ross. 9 laps up on the scoreboard. John Jensen leads the charge. Bob Georgitis holds on to second. The 82 of Mike Christopher is in third. Then it is Knapp. Follows to the field. The final 2 seconds, the half mile. And John Jensen wants a win very, very badly to get off to a great start in the 1988 season. White flag being displayed. Here they come one more time around the park. And John Jensen looks like he's in good shape. Jensen deep into turn number 1. Christopher, Knapp, Gallup, Hewitt, Ross, Savage, Igor, Gil Collins, car number 69 for Larry Charbonnier. And alongside of Larry is the 41 of Brian McCarthy. Bruce Berry, Tony Sylvester, Conrad Cody, and Cliff Pierce round out the field as the green flag is out from corner for Tompkins. Wheeler into the turn first. However, Adams battles back on the inside, and Leo Bim Adams picks up the advantage down the back straightaway, but here comes Chuck Zintarski. Zintarski takes it in deep down low, fights for that second spot, makes it look nice and easy as he brings Larry Vassar right along with him. Vassar having all kinds of automobile problems earlier today, has that car running like it's on rails right now, and he sits in the third position. Wheeler currently holds down the 4th spot. Then it is Larry Charbonnier, the Fitz machine of Brian McCarthy, car number 41, followed by the Tiger Lee number 38 of Tony Sylvester. The 97 CTY automobile moves into the next spot. 6 cars qualify in this round, 6 qualify for tomorrow. National Park Settler Adams out in front with the 14, but here comes Zentarski down on the inside. Chuck Zentarski, a Polish rocket down on the inside, takes it in deep into turn number 3. And Zentarski now picks up the lead, and he brings right along with him Larry Vassar. However, Adams battles back to the outside. Adams has a slight advantage going into turn, but Vassar holds it tight down on the bottom of the racetrack. Brian McCarthy also making a move as he works his way into the 4th position with car number 41. Tony Sylvester, Larry Charbonnier also back there looking for running room, trying to get around Dave Wheeler. Here's how things shape up as they come off of turn number 4 and cross the line on the 4th lap. It is the 8 of McCarthy, the 69 of Vassar, the 14 of Adams. Those 3 cars pretty run nose to tail off the 2nd turn. Caution flag is out on the Speedway. Sperry went around with car number 06 over Chuck Zentarski. Captain's Galley, car number 8, out in front. The Alice Barrett 69 running in at that 2nd spot. In 3rd is car number. Green flag is out, and Zentarski once again stands on the throttle. Bim Adams hangs down on the outside. Adams tries to squeeze down low, but Brian McCarthy takes it in hard into turn number 1. McCarthy with the 41. Now running on the inside. Adams up on the outside. It is a door handle elbow-to-elbow battle for the 2nd spot. McCarthy ekes it out off the turn. He now looks right directly underneath the feet of Zentarski, but Zentarski is able to hold on. Through turns 1 and 2. Chuck Zentarski, followed by McCarthy, Adams, Sylvester, Vassar, Charbonnier, Delina, Wheeler, Hartson, Cody, in that order. This time around, halfway. 6 laps down, 6 to go, and what a battle we've got for the lead. Brian McCarthy really working over Chuck Zentarski. And this is the first event for the late models of the 1988 season here at the Speedway. Chuck Zentarski, a real veteran of the division, as is McCarthy. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Tony Sylvester, car number 38. Sylvester, always, no matter where he runs. McCarthy now down low. It is a nail biter as McCarthy has the inside. A slight advantage down the back straightaway. Zentarski pulls dead even as they head for turn number 3. Who will it be? McCarthy now has a distinct advantage off of turn number 4. Zentarski lights up the right rear. When he does, the 38 of Sylvester moves in. Sylvester now challenging for the lead, trying to hold on to the 2nd spot. It is a 5-way battle for that lead position. All cars involved include the 41 of McCarthy, the 38 of Sylvester, the 8 of Zentarski, the 69 of Vassar, and the 14 of Adams. What an event this has turned out to be. 5 cars from nose to tail, all capable of winning. Who will it be when the checkered flag falls to the completion of lap number 12? Right now, Sylvester looks to the inside of McCarthy, and Sylvester now begins to put on the pressure. He looks down low. McCarthy tries to ease the door shut. They both get around sideways. McCarthy has a slight advantage off the turn. He does in the line, but Sylvester's not about to give up an inch of racetrack. They continue to run elbow to elbow between turns 1 and 2. This time it is Sylvester with the advantage. Tony Sylvester, the Tiger Lee construction machine, into turn number 3. Now, claiming the lead. Here comes Zentarski trying to battle his way back as McCarthy sticks the nose of the 41 down low, trying to close the door on Zentarski. The white flag is up. It'll be a battle right to the checkered flag as the 38 of Sylvester has picked up the lead. In the 2nd spot, it is the 41 of McCarthy, followed by Zentarski and the 69 of Vassar. Here they come. Checkered flag is out. The winner will be the 38 of Sylvester, followed by the 41 of McCarthy. Then it is Chuck Zentarski, Larry Vassar, Leo Adams in that order. So, the top 6 cars, remember, only 6 out of this one qualify, shape up like this. Tony Sylvester in with the win with car number 38, followed by Flying Brian McCarthy, car number 41. Then it is car number 8 for Chuck Zentarski, the 69 of Larry Vassar. Nice and easy as Peter Locke wheels the Chevrolet IROC Z pace car, courtesy of M.J. Sullivan Chevrolet Buick in New London. The pace car now dives in. Here they come, and there they go. Chris Hawkins winds up, lets them loose, and Ricky Shaw jumps out into the lead with car number 8X. Sean, who is also here shaking down an open wheel modified this weekend, leads them off of turn number 2 and heads down that long back straightaway. Herb Bennett holds on to the second spot, but he really has his hands full, as up on the outside, wheel to wheel, is car number 07 for Rick Dyke. Then it is Rick Green, John Steiner, Joe Pimentel, the 38 of Jerry Swanson, the 12 of Gary Hartson. That's how things shape up. Ronnie Young, car number 1, also back there, as is George Brayton. That beautifully prepared car of Jerry Young, car number 33. The 71 of Chalmers, also headed towards the front. Here they come. They'll cross the line with lap number 2. Car number 10, Rick Shaw, pretty much in command. The 64 of Bennett holds on for that second spot, and then it is the 07 of Rick Dyke. Here comes Breen up on the outside. Dyke gets just a little bit out of shape, and Breen tries to take advantage. Ricky Breen taking it in deep on the outside, high up in turns 3 and 4, can't quite make the move. Breen has to drop back to the 4th spot. In 5th is the 66 of Steiner. 6th and final qualifying spot for this event is the 38 of Woodstock's Jerry Swanson. Hartson now begins to breathe heavily on the rear bumper of Swanson, as does the asphalt warrior Cliff Stakey. Up on the outside now, Hartson in for a position. He now moves over, takes that position onto himself, and Gary Hartson now has moved into the final qualifying spot. That drop kicks the 38 of Jerry Swanson back, as Dyke and the 64 of Herb Bennett Sr. continue to do battle. The real hot spots on the racetrack, the battle for the second spot, and then the battle for the 6th and final qualifying spot, as about 5 cars are all looking for that same position on the racetrack. It'll be a real battle right down to the wire. Dyke now is able to make the move underneath the 64 of Bennett. He brings Ricky Breen along with him, so we shuffle the deck just a bit. But out front, all by himself, just on a nice Saturday afternoon ride here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, is Bradford, Rhode Island driver Ricky Shaw, followed by Dyke, Breen, Bennett, and trouble fellows on the front straightaway. Herb Bennett Jr. or Sr. gets by all right, but everything breaks loose behind him. The 21 of Brayton in trouble. He's back out onto the racetrack. The 66 of Steiner going around. Steiner in the process of losing a bumper, also getting back out onto the racetrack. But Jerry Swanson, the beautifully prepared car number 38. The Nassif's Fosgate equipment. Jerry, the owner and operator of Campground in, we'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. Meanwhile, green flag is back out on the speedway. And Rick Shaw jumps out in front of car number 8X. Sean leads the charge. Rick Dyke runs in the second spot. But here comes Gary Hartson in the 12. Hartson makes a move to the outside of Breen. He brings Cliff Stakey right along with him. Teddy Chalmers, the 64 of Bennett, the 09 of Breen, also part of that battle. All looking for one of the top 6 spots. And right now, Herb Bennett Jr. holds on to that 6th spot. He swaps that position back and forth with Ricky Breen, as the first 7 cars run almost under a blanket as they head down the back straightaway. Chalmers right now trying to make a move in. He would love to be able to pick up a qualifying spot, and right now he is in a position to make that move. He gets the 64 Bennett up on the high side. Chalmers down on the inside of 71. That's the hot spot right now where car 71 is, and he is the final qualifier as things stand with 8.5 laps posted on the scoreboard. Through turns 3 and 4, car number 8X. It is Rick Shaw out in front. Dyke runs in the second spot, followed by the 12 of Hartson, the 66 of the Asphalt Warrior, Cliff Stakey. Rick Breen, 71 of Chalmers. 1 spot out of a qualifier. Car number 64, Herb Bennett Sr. Then it is John Steiner as they work their way around the half mile. This time across the line, lap number 10 will be posted up on the scoreboard. And we are into the final 2 circuits. picking up pretty much where he left off last year, out in front. And he had a very, very impressive year with that automobile and is back to do it once again this year. White flag is out one more time around the park for all of these competitors as they are looking to pick up a qualifying spot in tomorrow's National Park Peddler feature event here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Through turns 3 and 4 and heading for home, it is the Bradford Ace, Ricky John for the win. Rick Dyke, followed by the 12 of Hearts and the 66 of Stakey, Rick Breen, Ted Chalmers, and one spot up is the 64 of Herb Bennett Sr. So here's how things shape up. Ricky Sean takes down the win with car number 8X, followed by Rick Dyke in the 7. The 12 of Gary Hartson. The 66 of Cliff Stakey. The 09 of Ricky Breen. And the 71 of Ted Chalmers. Underway. Tommy Fox jumps out into the lead. Jim Ward tries to slide down underneath to pick up the second spot. As the 59 gets way up and out of shape, everybody is able to make it through, however, and we head down that long back straightaway. Tom Fox, the Fox Motorsports machine, out in front as we complete lap number 1 with Fox, Ward, the 00 of Ives, the 5 of Harry, the 89 of Cody, the 52 of Mortino, the 19 of Rondo. 6 cars once again will make the move into the feature event, and right now there is a real battle for that 6th spot as you see 5 cars all looking for a qualifying spot, while the first 2 machines, that of Tom Fox and the 22 of Jim Ward, out in front. Ives goes around, gets out of shape with a 00. Everybody makes it by some nice driving on the part of Wayne Ives to keep that Speedway as the green flag remains out. Here come your leaders off the turn, heading for the start-finish line. It is the 47, Tom Fox, in a flying machine. Then it is car number 22 with Jim Ward at the third spot. But the 89 of Cody, Larry Cody that is, looking to find running room underneath Carey. The 19A, Al Rondo, also in there looking to find running room. And the 52 of Tony Mordino. Those are the first 6 cars as they work their way around the half mile. Here comes Jimmy Ward challenging for the lead. Off the second turn, Fox leaves the door open. Jimmy Ward sees the opportunity and he jumps at it. So Ward works the inside. Fox has the outside at the line. It is going to be Jimmy Ward by a nose. Tom Fox up on the outside with car number 47. They run door handle. Fox tries to battle back on the outside. Ward has a real distinctive advantage down on the inside. But look at the move made by Larry Cody. The 89 off the second turn. Cody was able to dive right in between the 19 and the 5. And Cody now holds on to the third position. Then it is the 19 of Al Rondo, the 5 of Carey, and the 52 of Mordino. Then car number 12 comes next, 12 of Art Caruso. 6 laps are up on the scoreboard. The drivers have been shown the halfway mark as the top 6 machines look to make it into tomorrow's feature event. The National Park Peddler late model stock car feature scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. Remember, gates open tomorrow morning at 9:30. The first event gets underway at 1:30. Mordino lines up that right rear, gets around sideways, but is able to hold on as they head down the backstretch. Art Caruso now has really made his presence felt with that beautiful blue number 12 as Caruso moves into one of those qualifying spots. He drops Mordino back 1 position and out of a qualifier. Dana Young, Tom Butler, Taki Zumilis, also outside of a qualifying position as Dale McGillivray. And car number 59 of Mike Quintiliano. Next time around, the 2-lap marker will be out for the field as Jimmy Ward out of Ellington, Connecticut. White flag is out one more time around the half mile as they work their way off of turn number 2, heading young. Here he comes. the Booten and Sons Horsepower Engineering, car number 22 for Jimmy Ward, followed by Tom Fox, Al Rondo, Larry Cody, Tom Carey, and Art Caruso. Chris Hopkins has the field well in hand, looks them over, winds them up, lets them go, and they head for the first turn. Todd Stiles, car number 43, jumps out in front. He manages to hold on. Look at the move by Wade Gagner in that beautifully prepared car number 7. And Phil Rondo, right up to his old tricks, once again slides right through the middle. Rondo moves into third. So with lap number 1 just about to be posted, here's how they'll cross the line. It will be Stiles, Gagner, Rondo. Now we've got problems on the front straightaway. Car number 57, that's the 57 of Mike Sitio, coming in contact with the 32 of Jim LeBon. Got trouble over on the back straightaway. Car number 90, Ron Boots Cody, has a run-in with the wall, both front and rear on the left side of the race car. Car number 32 of Jim LeBonte. And it looks like not only the consultation flag, but it looks like a little consultation may be in order on the back straightaway as Ron Cody climbs out of his car. So we have 1 lap up on the scoreboard, and the leader is car number 43. That's Todd Stiles. Second, beautifully prepared Mayberry automobile for driver Wade Gagner is back out, and once again it is to the first turn we go with Wade Gagner having a slight advantage into the turn. It looks like it's going to be a 3-way run for the lead. Stiles on the inside. The 57 goes around, the 3 and the 39. All 3 cars go around. Nobody touches. Incredible. Tom Tagg does 2 360s. Let's make it 2 when the yellow flag does come out. Apparently there is a lot of dirt kicked out onto the speedway over in that second turn area. 57 of Mike Sitio also back in action. Pace car is in. They are in the hands of Chris Hopkins. Green flag is back out quickly, and here comes Wade Gagner running it up through the gears. He kicks the throttle right to the finish line and takes into turn number 1. Right on his rear bumper, though, is the man who did it all in 1987. Car number 19 for Phil Rondo. Rondo heads down that long back straightaway on the inside groove, and Rondo now picks up the advantage off the turn. It is Phil Rondo in the lead, followed by Gagner, Stiles, Bassett, Bob Badura, and Tom Tagg. 6 cars once again will make the move, and right now the car on the bubble is the 3 Massachusetts of Tom Tagg. The 2 out of a mechanical entry, followed by the Lasco Roofing, car number 39. The Lee Automotive, car number 3 Massachusetts, runs next, followed by the 02, the Infield Motor Sales Machine of Bob Badura. Round and round they go, the halfway marker, shown in the field this time by. And it is the 19 of Phil Rondo. Nice and easy on this afternoon. We'll pass some of those rules along to you. We think that you'll all find them very, very interesting, and they prove to make the show move along that much quicker. Competition back on the racetrack. Turn number 2 is the location as Tom Tagg with car number 3. Looks for running room underneath Bassett as they head for turn 3 this time. Tagg on the inside, Bassett up on the outside. They run door handle. The door handle Tagg lights up the right rear, as does Bassett. They are really working these automobiles as they head for turn number 1. The inside lane continues to hold the Tagg car. Bassett up on the outside. They run side by side down that long straightaway heading for turn number 3. This time by 9 laps go up on the scoreboard. We've got trouble down in turn number 2, however, as Scott Boyer's car number 2 has come to rest in the infield, right there in turn 2. Your leader just goes by as the yellow flag comes out. So we have 9 laps posted up on the scoreboard. Followed by Wade Gagner in the 7. 43 of Todd Stiles, the 3 of Tom Tagg, the 39 of George Bassett, all similar individuals at racetracks. green flag is back out, and we once again pick up pace as Bill Rondo takes command in turn 1. The 7 of Gagner runs second, but now look at the battle for third as Stiles finds the inside groove to his liking, and Tom Tagg really gets hooked up on the outside, takes it down the back straightaway deep into turn number 3. Tagg looks like he can move in, pick up that third spot, and that will leave the 0-2 as the final qualifier out of this heat. The first 6, and they shape up like this: Rondo, Gagner, Tagg, Rondo. Continues to dominate here this afternoon. Tagg moves in to challenge Wade Gagner, but it looks like it'll be too little too late, as the checkered flag is out for Bill Rondo for Wade Gagner, Tom Tagg, Todd Stiles, George Bassett, and Bob Badura. 1 spot out of a qualifier, the Dean's Auto Buick, car number 2, with obvious problems. Trying desperately to get an engine into that race car, and it looks like he simply didn't quite make it. The M.J. Sullivan Chevrolet IROC Z pace car. Pulling away from the field now. Peter Locke dives to the inside with the pace car. Here they come. Jim Taylor leads them to the line. The green flag is out. And Brad Thrall moves from that outside starting position to pick up the lead. Thrall holds on to that number 1 spot. Here comes Wendell Kilcollins up along the outside of Taylor. Then it is car number 12 with Lloyd Agor at the wheel. Lloyd competing in this division here today, also running the NASCAR Winston Modified in his own modified. It is Thrall out in front, Wendell Kilcollins, Lloyd Agor, Jeff Barry, and Leclerc up on the outside. The cars continue to head towards the front, but only 4 of them are going to make it into the feature event tomorrow from this. Everyone else will look to the non-qualifier race. Brad Thrall, the 3rd spot. Barry works to the inside with the Dayglow Orange, car number 22. Lloyd Agor up on the outside. Off the turn they come, and across the start-finish line, they are in a virtual dead heat in their battle for the 3rd and 4th spot. That's the hot setup right now. Lloyd Agor, the man on the bubble with car number 12. Can he hold on to it? Can he get ahead of the 22 and make Jeff Barry the man on the bubble? Or will Ed Leclerc end up playing spoiler in the whole thing? Challenges Wendell Kilcollins. Not for long, however, as Kilcollins is able to pull ahead and hold on to that 2nd position. Halfway marker this time around for Brad Thrall, for Wendell Kilcollins, for Jeff Barry, for Lloyd Agor, Ed Leclerc, and the 38 of Dave Gallo. Those are the cars seriously in the hunt here this afternoon for those top 4 spots. But Brad Thrall, the leader, has managed to virtually run away and hide. That puts a lot of pressure on Wendell Kilcollins as he holds on to the 2nd spot. In that 2nd position. Running, we work our way off the turn with this modified. Thrall is pretty much in control. But look at the scramble for 2nd. All of a sudden, a lap car, Jamie Steele's machine, plays the spoiler, but not for long as everybody is able to work their way around and no one is able to reshuffle the deck. Off the turn, the white flag is shown. 1 final time around the half mile for Brad Thrall in car number 93. Wendell Kilcollins, 2nd spot. Checkered flag is out. Here they come. Brad Thrall takes the win, followed by Wendell Kilcollins Jr., the 22 of Jeff Barry. Then 5. A little mishap for some of the drivers. Then it is Bruce Berry, Jerry Swanson, Wayne Ivetts, Bob Green, Paul Hunter. Green flag back out, and the field heads for turn number 1. No, this is not a feature event. This is the consolation round. Off the 2nd turn down that back straightaway. Boy, do they begin to shuffle that deck. They head for turn number 3. It is Larry Charbonnier out in front with the 69. Then running in the 2nd spot, the veteran from just down the road in Stafford Springs, Herb Bennett Sr., followed by Tony Mordina and the 14 of Dave Wheeler. 6 cars will qualify out of this event for the feature tomorrow, and that will round out tomorrow's field. So 6 and only 6. Bingo, everybody else. has to wait until either tonight or next weekend. Off the turn they come. 2 laps up on the scoreboard. Larry Charbonnier holds on. Herb Bennett Sr. And it is Mortino in the 52. Wheeler in the 14. Steiner, followed by Young and Cody. Cidio, the 97, runs next. WCTY, car number 97 of Ron Giroux. A real battle for the lead. Shaping up now as Bennett finds a little bit of running room, a little daylight to the inside. Charbonnier outpowers him just a bit down the front straightaway. Charbonnier holds that groove up on the outside between turn 1 and 2. A couple little problems over in 3 and 4, but we've managed to gather everything back together nicely. We continue under green as the 32 of Jim Labate and the 79 X come together. Both of those cars now out of the event. Meanwhile, up front, the 69 continues to set the pace with Larry Charbonnier out in front. Herb Bennett Sr., car number 60, feature for the late model stock car division. 30 cars scheduled to start tomorrow, 50 laps of distance, courtesy of Corky Stockham and the National Parts Peddler newspaper. Right now, the car on the bubble is car number 88 as we approach the halfway point. That, of course, is car number 88 for Conrad Cody. 1 spot out of making. Willimantic veteran Dana Young, 53. And a glorious Saturday afternoon as the cars work hard to qualify for tomorrow's feature event. Charbonnier out in front of the 69, followed by Bennett, and it is Mortino and Wheeler. Steiner, the 88 of Conrad Cody. 1 spot out. Dana out there this afternoon. And it is Larry Charbonnier leading the charge here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. We're down in turn number 1. Can he hold off the veteran, the Charger, the local boy who has done so much good in the H&B Siding NAC Racing, car number 64, Herb Bennett. And it is the 52X which runs next. Concerned about cars blasting by on the outside. Green flag back out once again, and Herb Bennett is all over the rear bumper of Larry Charbonnier as they head down the front straightaway. Charbonnier is able to pull ahead just enough to get himself time to take a quick breath, but we've got trouble on the front straightaway as Ron Giroux. Another presentation to be made tomorrow will be, in addition to the Arute Award, the DeSaro Award. Feature win yet, but boy, he has come close. Green flag is out, and Charbonnier picks up where he left off. But here comes the 52 of Tony Mortino to also rework things in the final 3 laps. Off the turn and heading down the straightaway, here we go. It is Charbonnier out in front. Herb Bennett holds on to that 2nd spot. 3rd is up for grabs right now as Dave Wheeler has the spot on the outside, but Mortino is down on the inside with the 52, and Mortino now moves in, picks up the spot as we've got trouble over between 3 and 4. Giroux is involved. Zoumalis is involved. The 38 of Swanson is involved in that, as is the 57 of Mike Cidio. So all of these drivers really trying to get into the feature event here tomorrow. And as a result, maybe trying just a little bit too hard. Let's see what happens as the green flag comes back out. Off the turn and heading for that start-finish line. Car number 69, Larry Charbonnier once again in command. Herb Bennett Sr. holds on with the 64. The battle is for positions 3, 4, 5, and 6. And boy, they're mixing it up out there now as Wheeler has taken the 14 into the 3rd spot. Mortino battles back now to pick up 4th. 5th is the 47 of Syrah. 6th is the 66 of Steiner. And Butler goes around the car number 4. He's able to refire that machine, and we remain under green. White flag is up. Final lap of competition. This is their last chance. Only 6 cars make the move. It appears as though Larry Charbonnier will be a shoe-in for tomorrow's National Parts Peddler race, but here comes Bennett. down on the inside. Herb Bennett Sr., Larry Charbonnier, and at the line, it is Charbonnier by a radiator cap. Bennett making a tremendous charge right at the very end of the race. Almost picked it up. Close with no cigar. In the third spot is the 14 of Wheeler, followed by car number 52 of Mordino, the 47X. Boy, that car certainly deserves some mention here. Bob Sirra in the 47 started 20th on the grid and worked his way up to finish 5th. And car number 66 with John Steiner turns out to be the 6th.
Pace car quickens the pace a little bit up in turn number 3. Peter keeping the field under control. You can feel the pressure beginning to build in between the turns. Gallo on the inside looking for the edge off the turn. The pace car looking to pull off the Speedway. He better do it quickly as we're about to go green. Green is out. Gallo takes over the lead. Ciravello follows right in behind. Then it's Bernie Singer in the 53 in that order in turn number 1. John Auer battling with Scott Gorman for the 4th spot. Gorman gets the fight off turn number 2. He's now running 4th as they enter turn 3. Jimmy Broderick also on the move with car number 40. As side-by-side competition continues down the front straightaway, but Dave Gallo has his nose out front of the line. So Dave Gallo picking up the lead here in the very first circuit, not about to give it up as Ciravello closing in with the 31. Less than a car length separate the first 2 competitors, and Bernie Singer looks to be closing in, as is Scott Gorman. They work off turn number 4. Ciravello takes a peek down on the inside. Not quite enough that time by as he falls back in line up in turn number 1, but that allowed Bernie Singer to close up just a bit, and Scott Gorman following suit. The 27M of John Auer and the 40 of Broderick continue to battle for that number 4 position. Make that the 5th spot. Now Broderick makes a move to the inside, grabs off the 5th spot in behind Scott Gorman. 48 running at the tail end of the field at the present time, but that could change as we have a commanding lead. But that goes up in smoke as Gallo, who had been out front commanding the event, gives way to Ciravello. Ciravello pulled back in front. He's the number 1 competitor with 4 laps down, but that's about less than a half a car length on each strike. Ciravello is out front, but Dave Gallo, who had been out front, would like to get back there with car number 38. In the meantime, Bernie Singer and Jimmy Broderick closing in on your leaders. Scott Gorman has dropped back to 5th. Eric Imhoff runs in the 6th spot. Then it's John Auer and the 48 of Ronnie Humes in that order. Ciravello once again in room. He was running 5th. He takes a peek to the inside of Bernie Singer, but gets a little loose through the turns and backs off momentarily. Ciravello, your leader, in car number 31 from Groton, Connecticut. Dave Gallo now drops back about a car length on the leader, and Jimmy Broderick with the pedal to the metal looking to catch up to the 2 front runners. Bernie Singer and Scott Gorman continue to battle for that 4th spot. Bernie Singer has it. Scott Gorman would like to take it back. The popsicle sticks are out 2 more times around. Ciravello through the turn. Checkered is waving this time by. Ciravello picking up the win as Gallo in there for 2nd. 3rd to the number 40 of Jimmy Broderick. The 53 of Bernie Singer.
Later on this afternoon. Peter Locke now begins to distance himself from the field. With the pace car, he will head to the infield. Chris Hopkins looks the field over. They begin to pick up the pace. Ronnie Rocco on the pole. The green flag is out. Hopkins lets them go, and Rocco takes car number 13, deep into turn number 1. Ron Rocco out of Yalesville, the Sperry's Amico machine. Off the 2nd turn, down that long back straightaway. Car number 8 is right there behind him. That is the 8 of Bob Mercier out of Enfield, the J&M Carpet entry. That car experienced a lot of difficulty yesterday, mechanical problems, sidelining it, and yet Mercier is back in action here today. In the 3rd spot is car number 33 of Mark Lajeunesse, followed by the beautiful Park Ride and Fly entry of Ed Kennedy. Kennedy looks to the rear bumper of Lajeunesse. No room. That time they run single file. Off the turn, it continues to be Ron Rocco out in front. Mercier in the 2nd spot. 3rd belongs to the 33 of Mark Lajeunesse and the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. Rocco, Bob Mercier in the 8-ball, Mark Lajeunesse verdict machine. A challenge now for the 3rd position as Ed Kennedy takes a peek to the inside of Lajeunesse. Mark rides a little bit high. Kennedy tries to hook it up low as they work off the 2nd turn and down the back chute. Kennedy just easing into that spot. but La Jeunesse not wanting to give up 1 square inch, but Kennedy has the advantage. Ed Kennedy moves underneath, picks up the spot with car number 6, and now tries to Mercier. The 6 of Ed Kennedy, the 33 of Mark La Jeunesse.
From Baltic, car number 19A for Al Rondo, sponsored by Franklin Motors.
Then we go to the 15th starting position, car number 47. The Fox Motorsports machine from Groton. It is driver Tom Fox.
Starting 16th, it's the Anton Barton rig number 66 for Cliff Stakey of Southington.
Next comes car number 19, the H&H machine for driver Phil Rondo.
Next up, it's Ricky Dyke in the 07 from Danbury.
Followed out of Norwich, the P&M mechanical entry for Todd Stiles.
Starting 22nd from Brookfield, car number 39 for Mad Dog George Brissett.
Then we round out the field with Tony Sylvester, Larry Charbonnier, Herb Bennett Sr., Dave Wheeler, Tony Mordino, Bob Sierra, John Steiner, and Conrad Cody. The pace car heads to the infield. Green flags are out, and the first feature event of the afternoon is underway. Heading for turn 1, car number 09. It is Ricky Breen as the Caruso machine falters. Everybody makes it around that car number 12, and they head down that long back straightaway. Ricky Breen out in front with car number 09. Deep into turn number 3, Tom Carey Jr. and Bob Badura during battle for that second position. Then it is Chalmers in the 71. The 8 of Chuck Zintarski, Wade Gagner, Danny Dolina, and a cast of pounds back to turn 1.
They continue to run side by side, but Ricky Breen able to open up a little room off of Bob Badura, but now problems erupt up in turn number 2. It's car number 5. That's Dan Delaney's car, along with car number 7, the Mayberry Associates number 7. All in trouble, but everybody now appears to be all right, except for the 7. And Wade Gagner remains up against the Amco. Now he gets it refired. A tough break. Pace car off the speedway. Green is back out. Breen picks up right where he left off, out in front of the field. And Bob Badura in the 02 right in his back number. And Justin Tarski, Connor Breen joins the challenge up in turn number 1. Car number 5 junior of Tom Carey running in that 4th spot has Ricky Shawn breathing fire on his back bumper as they work down the back straightaway. The field opens up a little bit of daylight as they run nose to tail off turn number 4 down to complete lap number 2. Badura takes a peek to the inside, but Ricky Breen is the first one to cross the line with car number 09.
Some of the drivers taking life a little bit easy in the early stages of this 50-lap event, but look, they're 3 wide off the turn. Tom Tagg out of Oxford, Massachusetts, running to the high side of the brothers Rondo and was finally drop-kicked back that 1 spot. So they run side by side, the Rondos off the turn. Here they come down the front straightaway, headed towards the front. Cars like the 14 of Leo Adams, the 41 of Brian McCarthy, and one of the real serious contenders early in the event is out early. The 38, the Tiger Lee construction machine of Tony Sylvester, always a threat. Today will not be.
Continue with the action up front as Ricky Shawn down on the inside of Chucky Zintarski, smoking the tires off the turn, looking for that number 2 position. Shawn is on the move, moved up into the 3rd spot. Ed Chalmers, car number 71, is right on his back bumper running 4th, and Bob Badura has been drop-kicked all the way back to the number 5 position. But it's Ricky Breen in car number 09 maintaining control at the present time as the 8 of Chucky Zintarski is less than a car length behind. Nose to tail, they work off that 4th turn with Ricky Shawn again. Applying the pressure here in the start-finish line, but to no avail at this point.
They continue to work their way around the half-mile here. Ricky Breen this morning says, Russ, we're experiencing the luck of the Irish. We're starting on the pole, and I feel good today. And thus far, with 5 laps up on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard, Ricky Breen has every right to feel that way, but he doesn't want to hiccup because right behind him is the 8 of Zintarski and the 8X of John Booth. Veterans of this division and guys who really know how to get the job done.
Well, Jimmy Ward in car number 22 and the 66 of Cliff Stakey, along with one of the Rondos. We're not quite sure if it's the 19 or the 19A. Now moving up into the top 10, looking to contend for the lead. In the meantime, back up front, Chucky Zintarski sticks the nose of car number 8 down on the inside, and it's a dead heat at the line. It's Zintarski on the inside, Ricky Breen on the outside. 7 laps are shown on the scoreboard, and Chucky Zintarski is wasting no time taking over the advantage in this program. In the meantime, Ricky Shawn able to follow suit. He runs in the 2nd spot, but he looks for the number 1 position. Zintarski equal to the challenge, holds off Ricky Shawn for the moment at least. He'll be your leader off the 4th turn down to complete lap number 8. So it's Zintarski Shawn, Green, and Thomas at this point.
One of the drivers to keep an eye on, car number 22. He started 10th on the grid, and Bob Badura gets way up in the Tulies. He's able to hold on to the race car, but it costs him about 8 spots in the process. We began to talk about Jimmy Ward. He started 10th on the grid. He has now worked himself into the 7th position and is moving forward. Meanwhile, it is Zintarski and Shawn out in front. Chalmers runs in the 3rd spot, followed by the 09 of Green. Then comes the 66 of Cliff Stakey and the 19 of Rondo. That's how things shape up with 9 laps up on the scoreboard. This time around, we'll go for 10. We'll have 10 down at 40 left to run.
Bill Rondo working his way through traffic rather nicely at this point, sits in the number 6 position right in front of the 22 of Jimmy Ward. Brian McCarthy also working his way up with car number 41. We've got John Steiner in the 66 losing power in turn number 4. Looks as though he'll get out of harm's way as he limps into the infield. Zintarski, in the meanwhile, in car number 8, opened up a car length advantage over Ricky Shawn in the 3rd place car, number 71 of Ted Chalmers, now falling off the pace somewhat as the 2 front runners looking to open up advantage here with 11 laps on the scoreboard, but still a long way to go.
And there's over $7,000 up for grabs here today with $1,200 going to the winner, and that is what it's all about. Right now, both Zintarski and Shawn feel like they are about to begin counting, and they want to count that money. But in the meantime, the caution flag comes out. Apparently, there is some debris on the racetrack. And we will go to caution to take care of that problem.
Action once again. Pace car to the infield. The pace quickens in turn number 3. Zintarski has the edge off the 4th turn, but Ricky Shawn right on his back bumper, not about to be shaken loose. Down across the line, Zintarski, but Ricky Shawn quickly takes the peak to the inside. Zintarski wisely closes the door between the turns and remains out front off turn number 2. Ted Chalmers now has to look in his rearview mirror only to see the 66 of Cliff Stakey. He's been very quickly moving his way towards the front, but we've got a 3-car battle developing for the number 5 position. It's Brian McCarthy on the inside, Rondo in the middle, and Ricky Breen to the outside. Rondo takes advantage to grab off that 5th spot. Brian McCarthy has worked his way up to 6th. Ricky Breen now runs back in 7th, and here comes Jimmy Ward looking for that position off turn number 2. Al Rondo in the 19A, still running in the top 10 as Tommy Fox works his way towards the front. This is going to be a battle of magnificent proportions before we get to the checkered flag, as all of the heavy hitters now working towards the front of the field.
There's no 2 ways about that, and a lot of the action is not only in the front, but in the back as well. Speaking of the front, look at that battle between Zintarski and Shawn. Shawn, who is also working on an open-wheel modified for the season, feels very, very comfortable behind the wheel of car number 8X, the Oldsmobile. But we've got problems over between turns 3 and 4 as Ricky Breen goes around with the 09. And you can see some sheet metal damage down there. Tom Tagg in the 3 takes a ride down through the infield, as does the 7. Wheeler's number 14 also headed back in. So it seems as though just when everything was really starting to heat up, everything kind of came unglued from
apart, but right now pace car to the infield as the field quickens the pace between the turns, and we go back to green flag action with Zintarski once again out in front of the field as they come down across the line. Ricky Shawn right there on his back bumper just as they were prior to the caution coming out, and Brian McCarthy takes this time to pull alongside of Ted Chalmers as they battle for the number 3 position off turn number 2. Bill Rondo playing a little bumper tag down the back straightaway, caught in behind Ted Chalmers, and that could have cost him a spot or 2 as Jimmy Ward takes a peek to the outside of car number 19 as they continue side-by-side action across the line, complete lap number 15.
Absolutely incredible run from Brian McCarthy. There goes Rick Shawn down on the inside. Shawn waiting patiently in the wings. Picked up his opportunity when it was offered, and he jumped right out in the lead. The Bradford Motors machine out in front, followed by the Captain's Galley, number 8, the CSC trunking machine. Rojo trunking, fits machine for Brian McCarthy, runs in the next spot. And then it is the Barry Associates, car number 19 for Rondo. Those first 4 automobiles running bumper to bumper around the half mile with Rick Shawn, car number 8X, out in front.
Jimmy Ward currently running in the 6th spot and behind Ted Chalmers. He's got Al Rondo running 7th as they continue to work their way to catch up with the leaders. Still plenty of time remaining, but Ricky Shawn looking to add to his advantage as a couple of car lengths open air between himself and Chucky Zentarski. But Zentarski grabs off about half of that real estate up between the turns, but only to lose it down the back straightaway. Todd Stiles in car number 43, a Chrysler product, now pulls off the Speedway into the infield as the battle continues here off the fourth turn, with Brian McCarthy smoking the tires in an effort to catch the leaders, and Bill Rondo in car number 19 pulling alongside as they continue the battle for the third position.
Little bumper tag played between Rondo and McCarthy a lap or two ago, and now this time Rondo drops to the inside, just motors right on ahead, and Phil Rondo is headed towards the front, but McCarthy, driving almost dirt track style off the fourth turn, flanks up that right rear one more time, but it's to no avail. And Rondo has the car hooked up nicely down in the lower groove, and Rondo now securely in that third spot.
It appears that Rondo has the horsepower down the straightaway, and McCarthy closes in just a bit through the turns. So we'll have to keep our eye on that battle as they continue to run, trying to catch the leader, being Ricky Shawn in the 8X. Battle royal in the center of the racetrack as the pack tightens up a bit. Some of the heavy hitters still stuck in traffic after visits to the pit area. Once again, trying to catch up with the leaders as we have 20 laps shown as complete on the scoreboard.
Jimmy Ward just had an opportunity handed to him, but he was not able to turn it into pay dirt as he's got in a little bit deep into turn number one. Meanwhile, Al Rondo looks to the outside of Ted Chalmers and tries to pick up position number 5. It is Al Rondo, car number 19A, working his way around the hot side. He takes over the Chalmers spot, dropping his head back 1, and here comes Danzolina in the 5 to challenge Jimmy Ward.
4 top cars have now opened up quite an advantage over the remainder of the field. Al Rondo in car number 19A runs in the 5th spot. He's got a little daylight to make up on the leaders as Shawn, Zentarski, Rondo, and McCarthy have pulled away and run away from the pack with only 22 laps on the scoreboard. We're nearing the halfway marker, and Ricky Shawn at the moment seems to be in control. He's got about 3 car lengths over Zentarski. Zentarski, on the other hand, has his hands full as he continues to battle with Phil Rondo for the runner-up spot, and that gives the leader a little more breathing room as Ricky Shawn able to pick his spot on the racetrack.
A real battle now for the second spot. Here goes Rondo down to the inside of Zentarski. Zentarski really smokes the right rear, but it's to no avail as Rondo, who has been such a dominant factor in this division the last couple of seasons, rolls ever so slowly through the pack, working his way towards the front. He now has the leader in his sights as 24 laps are posted up on the scoreboard next time around. The halfway marker will be displayed for Rick Shawn.
Trouble in car number 71, smoke coming from out underneath the rear bumper of Ted Chalmers' automobile at the present time as he heads into turn number 2. The smoke getting heavier on each and every circuit. He allows Jimmy Ward to move on by. Next is car number 5. Danzolina makes the move. Wade Gagner in car number 7 working the inside as he's looking to catch up with the leaders. But in the meantime, back up front, it's still Ricky Shawn in command. Bill Rondo running second, about 3 car lengths behind. Zentarski has dropped off the pace somewhat at the present time. He's about 5 or 6 car lengths behind the front 2 automobiles. Then we pick up Brian McCarthy's number 41 in the 19A of Al Rondo. Those are your 5 front runners. We're 1 lap past the halfway marker, 24 laps to go, and anything is yet to happen.
No two ways about that, especially right up front. Rondo now has closed right in on the rear bumper of Rick Shawn. Shawn is trying to put together 2 operations, maintain the late model car number 8X, and also get his open wheel modified. Nose of the 19 down low. Shawn closes the door on him, and Rondo has to back off just a bit. Shawn absolutely slammed the door off of 2, but then opened it wide open. Here comes Rondo to the inside. Rondo holds tight. Shawn brings it down low. They run door handle to door handle, and as they exit turn number 4, a brand new leader. It is Bill Rondo out in front as Larry Cody spins through the infield on the back straightaway. This could be an interesting situation, but Cody does refire the car. We remain under green, and Rondo heads for turn number 3, the brand new leader.
Rondo started way back in the 17th position on the original starting grid. Ricky Shawn had started 9th, so both of these drivers have had to fight traffic to get up front. Zentarski is holding on to 3rd, is a distance behind at the present time as Al Rondo gets by Brian McCarthy. Rondo now running in the 4th spot with Brian McCarthy back in 5th. But But meanwhile, back up front, Bill Rondo cannot open up any daylight over Ricky Shawn. Less than 1 car length separate the top 2 competitors. But after that, we have to look a little ways back to pick up the 8 of Chucky Zentarski. 30 laps on the scoreboard. We've got a car in trouble off turn number 2. It looks again to be the 89, the 88 of Conrad Cody. Both cars identically painted except Conrad's is in green, Larry's is in blue, and Conrad refires. We stay under green with your leaders continuing to battle off the 4th turn. But again, it'll be Phil Rondo in car number 19, first across the line, but he's got Ricky Shaw right on his back bumper.
Problems with another Cody machine. Car number 89, this one, the Larry Cody entry, also in trouble and heading in. A couple of the cars that have called it a day, the 07 of Rick Dyke, the 69 of Larry Charbonnier. We mentioned Todd Stiles, John Steiner, and Ted Chalmers. Here comes car number 89 for Larry Cody. He, too, is calling it an afternoon.
Continue with the action hot and heavy in the middle of the pack. But out front, the leaders are looking to open up a little daylight. Brian McCarthy continues to cruise out there in car number 41. He's right behind Al Rondo. Wheeler losing the bumper and a rear tire on that automobile right in front of the leaders. As you can see, one of his tires working his way down across the start-finish line. So Dave Wheeler, in his first outing in 1988, comes to a halt just off the 4th turn, losing the right rear tire on the automobile.
Some real heads-up driving too, Joe, by so many of the competitors right behind him as they were faced for full tilt. How do you go about it? Where do you go? Well, they all managed to find a way around.
We'll have to check with Pat Evans outside. Ricky Shawn in car number 8X has different ideas, and we're going to await as the pace car pulls off turn number 3. Chris Hopkins addresses the field off turn number 3, has the green in hand. He's waving the green to the lead automobile as Phil Rondo once again out front as he crosses the stripe. Ricky Shawn and Phoenix right on his back bumper, and Tarski holding on to that 3rd spot, and it looks as though the 19A of Al Rondo has that 4th position as they work down the back straightaway. So it's Phil Rondo out front, Al Rondo running in the 4th spot with the identical automobiles. Leo Adams in car number 14 working his way, currently holds the 5th position as Wade Gagner in car number 7 holds on to the number 6 position as they cross the stripe this time by.
A couple of drivers to keep an eye on. Car number 47, Tom Fox, seems to be hooked up very, very nicely. Tom Tagg working his way back through the pack. And Leo Adams, in car number 14, also headed toward the front. Those are some of the cars to keep an eye on as Shawn now takes a look underneath Rondo. He can't quite make the move, but there's no 2 ways about it. Bill Rondo knows that he is there and probably will for the next 15 laps as they exit turn number 2 with Shawn down on the inside. Rondo hooked up on the high side of the racetrack. They head to turn 3. Deep into the turn they go. It is Shawn on the inside. Rondo tucks it down low, making that a nice tight sandwich. And off the turn, it's a virtual dead heat. But Rondo has the advantage at the line by a radiator cap.
Both cars equally matched at the present time. Shawn stays down low. Rondo a bit high through the turn, straightens it out down the back straightaway. They're dead even off turn number 2. Halfway down, it's Rondo with a half a nose out front, but Ricky Shawn not about to give up as of yet as they continue the side-by-side action off the 4th turn. Shawn has the edge as they come off the 4th turn, down across the line. He's got a half a car length lead, but now makes it a whole car length up in turn number 1. He moves high, Rondo moves low. Rondo back out front off turn number 2. So Phil Rondo regains the lead. Ricky Shawn not about to give up, but look who's joined the battle. Chucky Zentarski plays a little bumper tack. Here comes the 19A of Al Rondo. It's a 4-car dogfight off the 4th turn. They jockey for position, but Phil Rondo able to maintain that number 1 position.
Absolutely incredible racing. Now Shawn has found the inside groove as they swap positions back and forth. Rondo gets a good bite off of 2. He's able to jump back out in front, but he's really got to hold a low line. The car seems to be getting just a little bit loose, and Shawn wants to take full advantage of that as he looks to make his groove down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Shawn down deep. Rondo holds it in. Rondo gets almost sideways in turns 1 and 2. It is going to be a real battle for the next 10 and 1/2 laps here at Stafford.
Rondo has been equal to every challenge but one. If you'll recall, Ricky Shawn got by him on 1 instance. Rondo had to battle back to regain the lead for Ricky Shawn. Less than a half a car length short of the lead at the line. Now stays side by side with Rondo up in turn number 1. Side side-by-side door handle. The door handle action off turn number 2 as Ricky Shawn is down on the inside. Rondo pulls away on the high side. But look at Al Rondo. He's battling with Zentarski. The 4 cars are separated by less than 2 car lengths. They're smoking the tires, exchange a little sheet metal and a little paint off the turn. It's now 41 laps complete. A 9-lap battle to the checkers as Phil Rondo sidetracks it through turn number 1. And Ricky Shawn takes the room available to his best advantage and pulls alongside once again. Rondo to the outside, Ricky Shawn to the inside. Here comes brother Al Rondo as the 2 battle it out off the 4th turn. They better keep their eyes on the rearview mirror as Al Rondo definitely is reeling in the leaders.
$1,200 going to the winner of this feature event. It is a $350 slide back to second place. And that's why both of these drivers are driving their hearts and souls out here this afternoon, trying to pick up not only the laurels of a Spring Sizzler weekend win, but the $1,200 first prize money. And at this point, it is Rondo. Shawn not giving up an inch as they head back for turn 1. Rick Shawn on the inside. It is Phil Rondo up on the outside. Al waits in the wing.
Both of the 3rd, 4th place competitors looking to catch up with the leaders, smoking the tires, trying to cut down at it on the advantage enjoyed by the 2 leaders as Ricky Shawn making his move off the 4th turn. Slip slide off the turn. It's a dead heat at the line as Phil Rondo and Ricky Shawn continue their battle for the number 1 position. Supremacy is only 6 laps away. 44 is then complete. Rondo definitely gets the fight off turn number 2. He pulls out in front of Ricky Shawn. Everybody hot on the binders, sideways through the turn. Now they're 3 wide with Al Rondo on the inside chasing his brother down. And that was a costly move for Ricky Shawn as he drops back to the 3rd spot. And Zentarski maintains the number 4 position.
It ain't over till it's over. And Shawn with a little payback tap to Al Rondo. Here comes Shawn now. He tries to dive to the inside of Al. He does, but Al slams the door as they head into turn number 3. Shawn says, play that game with me and we'll fix you there, fella. Around goes Al Rondo in car number 19. He refires. We remain under green. And right now, Shawn has a long, long way to go if he is to make up the difference between his position now and that of leader Phil Rondo. So it is Phil out in front with car number 19. Rick Shawn with only 4 more laps to go to try to make up that distance. And Chuck Zentarski glued right to his rear bumper. Wade Gagner moves in. And Leo Adams, Dan DeLino time around. Phil Rondo, car number 19. Rick Shawn in the 8X. Chuck Zentarski, Wade Gagner, and Leo Adams. Those are the cars that make up the top spot in this National Parts Peddler 50-lap feature event. Heading for home through turns 3 and 4, pretty much by himself. It is car number 19. From Baltic, Connecticut, it is Phil Rondo, followed by Rick Shawn, Chuck Zentarski, Wade Gagner, Leo Adams, Dan DeLino, Tom Fox, Art Caruso, Tom Tagg, Tom Carey, Bob Badura, Al Rondo, the 88 of Conrad Cody, the 09 of Ricky Breen, and the 64 of Herb Bennett Sr. That, of course, is unofficial controls. Wade Gagner finished in the 4th position, and rounding out the top 5 was car number 14 for Leo Bim Adams. And what a battle that one was for the National Parts Peddler 50-lap feature event with $1,200 going to the race winner, and that being car number 19 for Phil Rondo. How about a nice round of applause for Phil Rondo?
H Auto Machine Franklin Motors, car number 19 for Phil Rondo. Phil, first of all, congratulations. Pick up the hat. Compliments of Corky Stockham. How about a good deep breath? You got another one down there? Let me tell you, he's a huffing and puffing down here. 50 laps is a long way. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, as he gets a moment to grab a breath? Phil Rondo picking up his first race of the year. Corky Stockman is here in Victory Lane. He's still gasping for air down here, although he's got a smile on his face. The photo session now taking place.
Well, a whole lot more this year. I'd like to thank Barry Associates, H&H Auto Machine for the motor. They build a hell of a motor. Central Auto for parts and cars, Franklin Motors, and Rojo Trucking, CSC Sand and Gravel. Most of all, I want to thank Alan Cole for making the car so beautiful.
Well, beautiful it was, but right now, you can see the scars of the battle on both sides of the automobile. Phil, you started way back, somewhere around the 17th spot. Didn't take you too long, you picked your way to the front, but some of those heavy hitters were still causing a little battle behind you. Did that help or hurt you at the time you got up front?
Well, we were pushing the car, but I think we could have went a little bit faster if they tried to go even faster.
Well, you know, Ricky Shawn got by you once. You were able to get the lead back. Was there any particular move you looked to get around Shawn with?
Yeah, I let him go in really hard and let him drift up, and then I get back under him.
You know, you had both horsepower and you had the handling on the automobile. How about when you get down to the smaller tracks? You're going to use that same automobile, or have you got another car in the garage?
Oh, we got another car in the garage, and this is the motor for the Waterford Speedway.
Corky, you've got a special presentation. I don't see the driver here at this time. Would you like to make the announcement to the crowd who picks up that $100 bill?
Second place finisher. It was a tremendous race for both of you, and I was really proud to sponsor this event.
Well, Corky has got a $100 bill waiting for Ricky Shawn, as in Corky's estimation, he put on the most exciting race. So Ricky will be presented that $100 bill. Phil Rondo? We've got another trophy, says Corky, of two beautiful trophies right here in Victory Lane. You know, 18 victories last season. What's the number prescribed by Phil Rondo for 1988?
As many as we can.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your feature winner, Phil Rondo, winning the first late model feature event of the 1988 season, all sponsored by Corky Stockham's National Pots. Brian Alfieri. Brother Al now joins Brother Phil. Al was right in contention, but finished back in the standings. The Asti Spumani now being held by Phil Rondo as the crew happily enjoys themselves here in Victory Lane. As they slow down a bit off turn number 3, Dick Cervello, a veteran in modified racing, as is Ronnie Aracco about to bring the field off the 4th turn. Pace car to the infield, green flag is back out, and Ronnie Aracco in car number 13 maintains the lead up at turn number 1. Cervello able to grab off that 2nd spot at the present time off turn number 2 as the rest of the field scrambles for position. Keep in mind, the top 2 finishing automobiles move into this afternoon's 80-lap spring Sizzler, sponsored by the Coors Beer Corporation, Alva Coors of Golden, Colorado. Right now, business at hand is a qualifier, the final 2 cars for that 80-lap sprint to the green. Rocco works the back straightaway. He, in the 31 of Cervello, able to open up some daylight over the remainder of the field. Dave Gallo runs in the 3rd spot. Jimmy Broderick, who ran so strong during his qualifying heat, runs in the 4th spot as his sights sit on the front of the automobile here on the front stretch. Bob Mercier in car number 8, currently rounding out the top 5 as the rest of the field continues to work the way towards the leaders, but each and every lap becomes increasingly more important as once the checkers has fallen, only 2 cars will make that big move up into the 80-lap spring Sizzler. Rocco, once again, down to complete lap number 3, opening up an advantage over Cervello. Cervello about 3 car lengths behind, and Rocco motoring on turn number 2, adding to his advantage. Gallo in the 3rd spot, just 2 car lengths behind Cervello, but he's got to be careful as Jimmy Broderick closes in with the Circle Asphalt number 40, as Broderick looking for one of the top 2 positions, so his afternoon doesn't end quite as early as the rest of the field, who finishes in behind the 2nd place finisher.
4 laps posted up on the scoreboard. So far, it is the Ron Rocco show as he has taken car number 13 right out front. Dickie Doo holds on to that 2nd spot. And right now, the man with a tough decision to make is Dave Gallo in car number 38. Does he go for 2nd, try to make it into the Sizzler, or does he? He's going to go for the starting spot in the Sizzler. He breathes very, very hard on the rear bumper of the 31 of Dickie Doo, but Cervello holds on with that automobile, running in the 4th position. Car number 40, the Circle Asphalt Paving. Car number 44, Jimmy Broderick. Down that back straightaway, Hampton Meadows Shell, also listed as a sponsor for Broderick, who had all kinds of trouble here yesterday, including the virtual destruction of an engine, but he's back in good shape today.
Rocco out front. He ran out of gas in the Consolation round yesterday. Now here's to some of the slower competitors as Ronnie Rocco, your leader, worked by up at turn number 1. Which looks as though we're really looking for a battle out of the 38 of Gallo as he closes in on the 31 of Cervello, and the 40 of Jimmy Broderick also in contention as right now it's the 31 of Dickie Doo that's on the bubble. He holds on to that very precious number 2 finishing position. That is, if he can continue in that spot of Toombs in that order. But that's strictly unofficial at the present time. Rocco able to add to his lead. Once again, down to complete lap number 13. Caravello has Gallo to contend with once again as Gallo's down on the inside. Broderick staying on the high side with car number 40 as they run nose to tail down the back straightaway. Broderick makes a move to the high. Broderick on the move with the circle. Asphalt paving number 40 off the 4th turn. He slides it off the turn, sends it up for the front straightaway. Side by side, wheel to wheel, they battle up in turn number 1. Dickie-Doo, Caravello is running second. Dave Gallo and Jimmy Broderick would like to be in that position as they continue to work up in turn number 3. Rocco looking to run away and hide at the present time, but the battle rages off the 4th turn as Caravello, Gallo, and Broderick continue to battle nose to tail up in turn number 1. Gallo way down low in the turn. Caravello has a slower car in front. Broderick plays bumper tag. 3 cars looking for room down the back straightaway in behind the 41 of Clark. It looks as though Caravello able to use the 41 to his best advantage as he holds off the challenger, but the 41 now loops it off the 4th turn, causing problems for some of the cars running in the middle of the pack.
Absolute masterpiece, and give you a good idea of just what these modifieds look like. Pace car is in, and the green flag is back out once again. Ronnie Rocco picked up where he left off. Dick Caravello holds on to that second spot, but the battle is far from ended as Gallo and Broderick and Mercier are all in the hunt. Broderick down low, slides in, picks up the spot from Gallo, and the new position of 3rd is held by Jimmy Broderick. Car number 40, the Hampton Meadow Shell, circle asphalt paving entry, now moves into the rear bumper of Dickie-Doo.
Jimmy Broderick in that 3rd spot, pressuring Dick Caravello at car number 31 off that 2nd turn. Rocco, in the meantime, able to add to his advantage with car number 13 as they work off turn 3, heading to turn number 4. This time by, the field will complete lap number 18. 12 circuits remaining for Ronnie Rocco. It's car number 13 up in turn number 1. And once again, Broderick pulls to the inside of Caravello. Broderick is down low. Caravello on the high side, down the back straightaway, wheel to wheel. They duel up in the turn number 3. The battle continues over to the 4th turn. Broderick stays down low. Caravello able to maintain control on the high side. Has the edge at the line, but not by very much.
Broderick, of course, really wants to be part of the Coors Spring Sizzler later on this afternoon, and he gets hooked up nicely. Also, the door is left open just long enough for Dave Gallo now to stick his nose into the fray. So with Ron Rocco out front, a nice comfortable lead, that battle for the 2nd and final qualifying spot for the Sizzler is still up for grabs right now. Jim Broderick seems to be in pretty good shape, but Dickie-Doo and Dave Gallo are right there, and waiting in the wings is the 8 ball of Bob Mercier. He wants to ride this one out for another 4 or 5 laps before he gets involved.
Soon it'll be 8 as Ronnie Rocco works off the 4th turn with car number 13. So Rocco down to click off yet another lap. Broderick maintains control of the number 2 position, but Gallo has dropped back to the 4th spot as Caravello able to maintain that number 3 position. Keep in mind, only 2 drivers make the move up into the main event. At the current time, it looks to be got to close in on the 40 of Broderick if they look to make it into this afternoon's 80-lap Spring Sizzler. So right now it's Rocco and
Spring Sizzler. It's a tough decision, but it may be made a little bit easier by Jimmy Broderick as Broderick continues to stay just a little bit out of reach as the 2-lap marker is shown to the field. Dickie-Doo trying to get in to challenge, but he has his hands full with Dave Gallo in the 38. Gallo now looks to the inside. He'd like to pick up those extra bucks. He doesn't have much of a chance of making it into the Sizzler at this point because there's only 1 lap left to run. Gallo would like to be able to slip ahead of Dickie-Doo, pick up a couple of $100 extra, and head on home with a big old smile on his face. But right now, the man with the smile is the man who has led. Car number 13. Ron Rocco in for the win, followed by Jim Broderick with a borrowed engine under the hood of car number 40. Dickie-Doo becomes the first alternate to the event.
Well, gentlemen, before you climb into your race cars, how about a wave for the fans? Come on, guys, let them see what you look like down here prior to climbing into your automobiles. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, pick out your favorite driver. Just 80 short laps from now, we'll have a winner of the 17th Annual Coors Spring Sizzler. We're not quite ready at the moment. We've all been waiting for. We're going to turn the microphone over to Mr. Dan Betka to give the drivers the official word. Dan?
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Class, we're all set down here. We're going to turn the microphone back up to you in the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 17th annual Coors Spring Sizzler Field now rolls off of the starting grid. 80 laps, green flag racing is the distance. $18,000 plus up for grabs here this afternoon for the open wheel modified cars. Field one more time around. The Chevrolet pace car brings the field through turns 1 and 2 as we prepare to unleash the 17th annual Coors Spring Sizzler again for many of these competitors, as they have found problems that they did not know existed in the race cars. We could get a start this time around. Ladies and gentlemen, the 17th annual Coors Spring Sizzler is underway.
Right now, it's a side-by-side battle. Willie Hardy and Jack Healy's battle for the number 1 spot. Healy wins the drag race into turn number 1. Willie Hardy falls back just a bit, but Willie is hanging on as he's got Richie Gallup to the high side. Bo Gunning on his back bumper as the heavy hitters work up in turn number 3. The high groove gets the bite, and that seems to be the way to get around, the quickest way at least, as Jack Healy aims to come in at the finish line, but Richie Gallup makes the move to the inside in turn number 1.
Richie Gallup certainly knows his way around the half mile. He just found running room down on the apron in turn 1. That set the stage for him to move into the lead. As they head between 3 and 4 now, it is Gallup, followed by Jensen in the 179 and the 90 of Healy. Bo Gunning sitting back in the 4th spot. They've got a long way to go. It's going to be a long afternoon as everyone begins to settle down and get into the rhythm of things with 2 laps posted on the scoreboard.
Right now, Gallup's on top, but Jensen definitely closing in with car number 179. Healy runs in that 3rd spot. Bo Gunning now closing in on that position. Then it's Teddy Christopher and Bob Potter in that order in position 5 and 6. So as you see, the heavy hitters are already out in front after some of these automobiles, whether or not they can take the constant pounding around this half-mile speedway. 80 laps is the prescribed distance. It's 40 miles in length, but right now, Gallup is running out front.
3 in memory of Fred Cesaro from Mom and Pop Cesaro. Lap number 4 from L.M. LaRue Productions. And Big D Novelty taking up lap number 5. 6 will come your way from Astro Plating. 7th from Racing with Jesus Ministries. R&R Automotive has lap number 8. Lap number 9 from the Stafford Paper Company and Pool & Associates Drywall will claim lap number 10.
6 laps shown as complete. Richie Gallup has been in command. Right on his back bumper is Jensen, but Jensen now losing ground and did off turn number 2, and Bo Gunning was grabbed off the 3rd spot, is chasing down the leaders down the batter as Potter works the high side with car number 51, looking for the way around the 90 of Jack Healy. He doesn't just have the start-finish line. He stays on the high side of Healy. Remains down on the apron with that automobile, and Potter gets the bite off the turn, allowing him to take over that number 5 position. So it's Gallup out front, Johnny Jensen in 2nd, Bo Gunning 3rd, Teddy Christopher 4th, and Bob Potter maintaining that number 5 position with 8 laps posted on the scoreboard on our way to 80.
John Jensen earlier today indicated that he wanted to stay with the leaders, just run a conservative 60-65 laps, and then put the hammer down. He may be thinking differently as he finds himself in the 2nd position with Bo Gunning right on his rear bumper. Gunning leaning very firmly, holds down the 4th spot with Bob Potter rounding out the top 5.
Right now, we're working on lap number 10. Lap number 11 is being sponsored in memory of Fred Cesaro by Mom and Pop Cesaro. Lap number 12, the awards, and he's got about 4 car lengths advantage over Bo Gunning. Bo definitely cutting into that lead as Jensen maintains that 3rd spot. Then it's Teddy Christopher, Bob Potter, Jack.
George Godowskis goes around, and getting involved appears to be car number 04 of Jamie Steele, the 22 of Jeff Barry, Bobby Georgitis. Other cars involved, the 31, the Kohler machine. Wendell Kilcollins begins to pull away. The 26 of George Godaskas obviously involved in that. He seemed to receive the most damage. Dan Beaupre is involved. And it appears to be the 134 of Roland Lapierre. We may be wrong on that, but those appear to be the cars involved. Kind of a tough day for these competitors. Let's go to the infield. We'll get a report from Pat Evans. Pat.
Just real quick, Russ, I'm headed out there, but you'll notice over on turn 3, Buck Ackley with the left rear flat put him into the wall. Not too hard. Looks like he may be able to get back to the pits.
Oh, Buck Ackley being brought off hammock style on the backstretch as he has both front and rear damage to that automobile. Looks to be 3 cars still remaining up in turn number 4. Car number 22 now being towed off the speedway by the B&M record field with Bo Gunning, kind of a 98 alongside with other thoughts in mind, as does Jensen and Christopher as they maintain that number 2 row. That's the 3rd and 4th spots. Then it's Bob Potter on the inside of the next row. Green is back out. Gallup picks up out in front of the field with car number 50. Jensen looks to follow suit on the inside. He gets down on Bo Gunning. Bo stays high up in turn number 1, battling back for that runner-up spot. Gallup is out front, but he's being chased out off turn number 2. Jensen plays a little bumper tag. Gunning stays to the outside. Here comes Potter and Christopher. Once again, we've got a car in trouble off turn 2. It appears to be the 12 of Lloyd Agor and car number 64 of Ken Botta. Remain on the green. Both automobiles refired at this moment. We have a new leader in the meantime. Is Bo Gunning. With everyone's attention turned to the skirmish on the backstretch, grabs off the lead. Here comes Teddy Christopher in car 13. Johnny Jensen in car number 179 looking to follow suit, grabs off the 3rd spot. Richie Gallup is dropped back to 4th, and Charlie Savage spins off the speedway after turn number 4. Loops it up onto the apron.
Gunning out in front, followed by Christopher, Jensen, and Potter. They run pretty much single file, but Christopher looks for running room underneath Gunning, that time off the 2nd turn. They head down the back straightaway. Christopher comes up with just a little tap as they enter turn number 3. Lap traffic may play a role as they head down the front chute one more time.
Bo Gunning first across the stripe with Teddy Christopher right on his back bumper. Bob Potter looking to get by Johnny Jensen for the number 3 position. Jensen drops back to 4th. They continue nose to tail down the back straightaway, and it looks as though Richie Gallup must be suffering some type of mechanical problems as he's fallen off the pace. 15 on the scoreboard. Your leader's off the 4th turn down a complete lap, number 16.
Christopher now dives to the inside, trying to find running room, and the door gets closed by Battle and Bow. Off the 2nd turn, Gunning has just a little bit of breathing room this time as Christopher closes in now with for Spring Sizzler. Your leader is Bo Gunning.
Bob Potter in the 3rd spot. He's got Johnny Jensen by a car length or 2. He's looking to close the advantage held by the leaders as we've got the black flag being displayed to a competitor towards the end of the field. We're not quite sure which automobile it is. It appears to be the number 90 of Jack Ely, showing signs of smoke as they worked up in turn number 1. 18 laps to complete. Bo Gunning remains out front as the rest of the field continues to battle for position.
Round and round we go in the Spring Sizzler. 18 have been completed. Bo Gunning still out in front, in command, with Ted Christopher running in the 2nd.
To make it stick that time by pulls back in line as the passing flag now being given to Charlie Savage in car number 11 as your leader, Bo Gunning, works low up in turn number 2 to get by the 11 of Savage. In the meantime, Bob Potter continues to pressure Teddy Christopher down the back straightaway. Potter 1. So it's Bo Gunning in control. Teddy Christopher running 2nd, and Bob Potter maintaining that number 3 position as Johnny Jensen in car number 179 has fallen off the pace ever so slightly, as is the 21X of Willie Hardy Jr. as the 82 of Mike Christopher closes in on the top 5.
Charlie Savage trying desperately to pick up that lap that he lost, but Bo Gunning in the new dime chassis R&R cleaning machine is out in front, and now by quite an advantage. Potter looks to the inside of Christopher. Teddy closes the door in turn number 3, but Bo Gunning continues to dominate the field with about a half a straightaway advantage.
We remain under green. 25 laps are posted. Battle and Bow right in behind. Lloyd Agor is number 12 on the backstretch. Goes out to the high side. Get by the G-Org driver. He's adding
way out in front, but the battle for 2nd is really hot back for an instant replay, and it looks like he might just be able to do it. He has blasted his way from the very last row right up in to compete in a top 10 position. He is currently running in the 6th spot as Rocco pulls right in behind Willie Hardy in the 21F.
Things are changing fast. The complexion of this event could be, in the next caution period, just what the doctor ordered for Ronnie Rocco. He's a long way back from your leader, Bo Gunning, but just keep in mind, a caution flag closes up the drivers, and he could find himself just a car or two away from your leader. And at this point, I have to take a guess that Rocco's the fastest car out on the Speedway. He's making up ground on each and every lap. Right now, he's pressuring Willie Hard. 33 are posted. Bo Gunning looking away to run and hide at this point, while Teddy Christopher has his hands full with Bob Potter in that number 2 and 3 position. Mike Christopher has been slowly, more steadily than most of the drivers, working his way towards the front. He grabs off the 4th spot. Willie Hardy's in 5th. Then it's for Ronnie Rocco, Chuck Doherty, and Eddie Spires as Johnny Jensen pulls in behind Spires, but it looks as though he's got some type of problem slowing him at this point.
Bo Gunning certainly worked hard over the winter to make that car just that much quicker, just that much more dependable. But no one thought that it would be straightaway lead now on defending champ Ted Christopher, Bob Potter, Mike Christopher. Then, of course, the 13 of Ron Rocco, the 21 of Hardy, and the 0 of Chuck Doherty.
One of the drivers we haven't mentioned much up till this point is car number 33 of Jerry Pearl. He's been quiet, but he's been working his way towards the front of the field. And when it pays, that's when Jerry Pearl is there. And that's usually at the end of the event, as he just picks his way through the race field and always maintains that top consistent finish. That's indicative of Jerry Pearl.
Right now, though, Jerry is about 2/3 of a lap behind the leader, and not an enviable position in which to be. Meanwhile, 37 laps are posted up on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. Let's give you the best that we can in terms of a top 10 rundown. Here we go. Bo Gunning is in front with car number 98, followed by car number 13, the red 13 for Ted Christopher. Then it is car number 51 for Bob Potter in the 3rd spot. 4th is the 13 of Ron Rocco. 5th is the 82 of Mike Christopher. 6th, the 21 of Willie Hardy. 7th, the 0. Chris has 48. R&R Automotive has 49. And Jim Lyon Jr. has lap number 50.
The battle continues between Teddy Christopher and Bob Potter for the number 2 position. Christopher has it. Potter wants it as he continues to look for the short way around Teddy Christopher. The 82 of Mike Christopher is more or less following Ronnie Rocco up through the pack. Mike Christopher being now shown as in 5th place at the present time. 6th is Willie Hardy, then it's Eddie Spires rounding out the top 10. Wendell Phil Collins and John Anderson running like in the 11th or 12th spot, give or take a position or two, with 44 posted on the scoreboard.
Absolutely incredible when you stop to think of it that Rocco started in the last row. He started 29th on the field. And less than halfway through the 17th annual Coors Spring Sizzler, Ronnie Rocco
down the backstretch, car number 11 of Charlie Savage appears to be smoking just a bit, although he's a lap down to your leader, Bo Gunning. He continues to run out of the Speedway, looking to get that lap back. 45 are done. We worked to the magic number of 80 this afternoon. So Charlie, in hopes of getting that lap back, continues to hound the back bumper of Bo Gunning as Teddy Christopher, Bob Potter, and now Ronnie Rocco all have the leader in sight. But that's the best they can do at the present time, as Bo Gunning has all the drivers covered with 46 laps posted on the scoreboard, this time by the click-off lap number 47.
Tough break for a couple of competitors this afternoon who normally run right to the front. One happens to be running 2nd on the racetrack now. Here's a lap down, and that's car number 50 for Reggie Gallo. Always a strong competitor, and usually a very serious threat in the end. Trouble as Mike Christopher goes around with car number 82 down between turns 1.
Forward, Mike Christopher loops the 82 off turn number 2. It could prove to be just what the doctor ordered for both his brother Teddy and Bob Potter. They could see Bo Gunning, but they were unable to close ground.
You want to do it now? He's probably in one of the windiest locations on the entire grounds, high atop the announcer's booth.
Well, if we thought that late model 50-lapper was a barn burner, hold on to your seats, because look at the front 4 competitors ready to do battle. All friends off the track, but die-hard racers, and they're ready to turn it loose off turn number 4. Green is out. Bo Gunning, Bob Potter, Teddy Christopher, and Ronnie Rocco maintain the first 4 positions. Eddie Spires running out the top 5, but it's a no-hold-barred shootout to the checker. Bo Gunning would like nothing better than to pick up the checkered flag on the very first day of racing here at Stafford. Bob Potter looking to get his first win of the season with car number 51. Don't forget Teddy Christopher. He's the defending Tri-Track Series champion as well as the defending track champion. And they run nose to tail. And just about 2 car lengths behind is car number 13 for Ronnie Rocco.
Rocco seems to have faded just a little bit, and it may be that he did what you had suggested, Joe. He may have eaten up a little too much in the way of tires before he got to the front of the pack. A little bit squirrely that time between 3 and 4 for Rocco, and that is not going to pay off. Meantime, as we hit for turn 1, Bob Potter takes a quick look to the inside. Can't make the move, he backs out of it, and Bo Gunning continues to set the pace.
Well, the mirrorless automobiles work up at turn number 3. Bo Gunning can't look back to see who's behind him. In the same instance, Bob Potter knows Bo's ahead and he's got to get by him, and he doesn't know what's happening on his back bumper. He's got to be careful, and Teddy Christopher waits for room on the outside. Car number 13 maintains that position off turn number 2, and that's right on the back bumper of Bob Potter's number 51. Rocco could be playing the cat and mouse game, allowing the leaders to eat up a little more tire than they wanted to, as he maintains a strong 4th position at this point with 51 on the scoreboard counting.
Into turn 1 they go. Potter down on the inside, still can't make the move. Talking about the mirrors, Joe, there's one thing that cannot be denied. They're not able to look to the back, but boy, I'll tell you, you develop a 6th sense as a driver, and you know exactly where that car is simply by the noise. You can tell whether the car is directly behind you or not. As Jerry Pearl goes around with car number 33, Jack Healy scoots through the infield. Everybody refires. We stay under green, and Bo Gunning will lead them back.
He looks to be slowing down the back straightaway, and Rocco opens it all up off turn number 2 on the inside of Teddy Christopher. Off the 4th turn, it looks as though he's going to make his move early and try to make it work on the inside. It's Gunning, Potter, and alongside us Rocco and Christopher as they continue to do battle off turn 2.
Rocco almost found room under Potter that time, but Bobby closed the door. Rocco now gets drop kicked back just a little bit. He sticks the nose in low underneath Ted Christopher. Can't make it work, and Rocco is back to 4th. So it's Gunning, Potter, Christopher, and Rocco under a blanket for the lead.
Eddie Spires content to run in that number 5 position for the moment at least. Chuck Doherty running a strong 6th, and Wendell Kilcollins now running in the number 7 spot with car number 84 continues his march to the front of the field. We're not quite sure on Kilcollins whether or not he hasn't been left, but we'll pass that along as soon as we get the official word from the scorers. But it's Gunning, Potter, Christopher, and Rocco, and they continue to run under a blanket.
Christopher now finds running room underneath Potter. Christopher wants to get back into that 2nd spot. Bob Potter is hooked up on the outside. Teddy Christopher takes it down low. Christopher has the advantage off the turn. He leaves the door open, and the 13 of Rocco moves in. Christopher now takes it in real low, right onto the apron of the racetrack. Side by side in a battle for the lead. Off the 2nd turn, Ted Christopher pulls up alongside your leader, Bo Gunning. Near into the 3rd turn, it is Christopher and Gunning, Rocco and Potter. 4 cars running for the lead, and at the line, it is Gunning.
The ultimate in open wheel racing unfolding right before your very eyes. Teddy Christopher makes a bid for the lead in turn number 2, and he makes it stick as he gets by Bo Gunning. Gunning looks to the outside. You got Rocco and Potter right there. Everybody looking for racing room. It's not over till it's over, and this one's not going to be over by a long shot, as Rocco is sideways off the 4th turn. Slides through the infield with car number 13, but Bo Gunning and Bob Potter maintain the chase of Teddy Christopher off turn number 2.
It's going to be a long afternoon for Ron Rocco as he has to battle back, and we have only 20 laps left to run in the Spring Sizzler. Here comes your brand new leader, our defending track champion and tri-track champ, Ted Christopher out of Plainville, Connecticut. Another car goes around. It is Jerry Pearl for a 2nd time. An ill-handling car for Jerry Pearl, because that certainly is not like Jerry to have those kinds of problems in the middle of a race. Meanwhile, Gunning battles back on the outside, tries to pick up the lead one more time, but Christopher's car handles absolutely sensationally down on the low groove, and if anyone's going to take it away from him, they've either got to open that low groove up or go around the outside. Off the turn and heading for the stripe. Lap number 62 gets ticked off, and it is
lap 60 is WCTY Radio. Stafford photo booth, Howie Hodge. Sponsoring lap number 61 as Larry Ross brings the 23 into the pit area. 62 is A&A Truck Brokers. 63 R&R Automotive. 64 is Rick's Rubbish Removal Incorporated, memory of Laura DeCarly. And lap 65 is H&B Siding.
The battle for that lead continues as Potter now really makes his presence felt. He works all over the rear bumper of Ted Christopher. Bo Gunning is there. And Eddie Spires is now moved in after running a very conservative race with the 3X, and young Chuck Doherty is there as well. Christopher has his hands full with both Gunning and Potter breathing down his neck. They head for turn 3. Gunning down on the inside, Potter up on the outside. Christopher just leads the pack and has no choice but to keep his foot buried in it.
Slower traffic could pose a problem up at turn number 1. And just as we mentioned it, the 64 pulls right out in front of Ted Christopher. Bobbles momentarily, but regains control. And Potter able to use the slower car to hold Bo Gunning off, at least for the moment. Now Potter has his sights set on the 13 of Teddy Christopher. They're right nose to tail off the full turn. As you can see, Bob Potter now holding off Bo Gunning as Gunning looks to the inside, so we could have 3 abreast racing before this one's over. And Larry Wright is off the Speedway with 23. The Teddy Christopher automobile maintains the lead. But Bob Potter and Bo Gunning, along with Eddie Spires, are right there. Nose to tail off the full turn. Potter takes a peek to the inside, but Teddy Christopher maintains the groove. Tries the long way around off turn number 2. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Teddy Christopher not about to give an inch to Bob Potter. Potter continues the outside assault off turn number 4 as they come down across the stripe. Almost a dead heat, but the advantage going to Teddy Christopher.
Christopher still has that advantage as they exit turn 2, and Gunning now has managed to stick the nose of the 98 in there to compete as well. What a battle we have for you here this afternoon. It is certainly standing up to its billing as the greatest race in the history of spring, as Ted Christopher, Bob Potter, and the 98 of Bo Gunning run nose to tail, side by side, off of turn number 2 down that long back straightaway. 10 laps remain.
Open wheel racing at its best. Racing closer than you care to park in the grocery parking lot. These 3 drivers putting on a tremendous battle for supremacy. 80 laps is the prescribed distance. Only 9 circuits remaining. It's Teddy Christopher, Bob Potter, Bo Gunning, Eddie Spires, and Chucky Doherty. You gotta keep your eye on that young man, as he's consistently run with the leaders here this afternoon. And he put the crafty veteran Bob Potter make the move on the inside of the outside. A slower car gets in the way off turn number 2. It appears to be the 179 of Johnny Jensen, stopping Potter from looking to the inside that time by, so Potter decides the high side. Potter right in behind. Teddy Christopher ducks down low off the 4th turn. This time by, they complete lap number 75. There's only 5 laps remaining.
Those laps are sponsored by Jim Lyon Jr., Racing with Jesus Ministries, lap 78, R&R Automotive. Mr. Trophy Company has lap number 79, Potter. Potter is able to close the door, and Gunning drops off the pace just a bit. Meanwhile, Ed Spires and Chuck Doherty sit back in positions 4 and 5. An incredible run for 2 young, up-and-coming stars in the Spring Sizzler here today. Christopher, only 2.5 laps away from victory. Leads them off the 2nd turn down that long back straightaway. It is Bob Potter with 2 laps to make his move. Bo Gunning has the same option. And here they come. We're into the final 2 circuits. This time around, as Chris Hopkins displays the popsicle stick to the leaders. Christopher keeps it down low. In fact, gets just a little bit squirrely in turn 1. He's able to maintain the lead with little problem as Potter now takes a peek to the inside. Christopher drops it right down to the paint between 3 and 4. Christopher keeps it low. Says, Bobby, you want the lead? You've got to take it on the outside. One more time around the park. Who will it be as they enter turn 1? Christopher follows a nice clean line. Holds Potter and Gunning at bay. They work down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Gunning looks to the outside. Potter right on the rear bumper of Christopher. Here they come off the turn. The 1988 winner of the Spring Sizzler is Ted Christopher. And what an incredible race. Driven by Christopher, by Gunning, by Potter, and by driving. Giving the cars softer tires, taking away the mirrors. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw bingo. Ted Christopher wheels car number 13, the Sanitary Services Bell Detroit Diesel Audi Concrete Machine, into victory lane, picks up the checkered flag from Chris Hopkins, and moves along. The greatest race in the history of spring is now history itself. the 17th edition of the Coors Spring Sizzler. We'll show that Ted Christopher out of Plainville, Connecticut, took down the win. Applause for Ted Christopher. Let's go trackside. Once again, here's Joe Gullis. Joe?
Waiting for Teddy Christopher to make his way down here. He's the defending track champion, the defending tri-track champion. He's still being congratulated down here by his crew. So we're going to give him a moment to get by all the congratulations, hugs, and kisses, and we'll be talking with him momentarily. Was that, or was that not, the best open wheel racing we've had in a long time? Lap after lap, respect from each one of the drivers, and each one never touched the fender, scraped the wheel, or anything along the way. And Teddy Christopher, congratulations, buddy. It was a long afternoon, a well-deserved victory as you had to battle for each and every one of those laps around the racetrack. You had two veterans on your back bumper. Did you ever think you were going to start the year off just the way you finished it last season to pick up a win?
Yeah. What'd you say?
He's not even sure he wants to pick up the win. He's so happy. Yeah, he wants to pick up the win. The Coors beer here being presented. Teddy, you did a fine job this afternoon. You had some seasoned veterans as well as yourself, all running in a pack. Respect for one another kept you apart as you were running close all afternoon, but nobody touched a Nerf bar or a wheel. Who do you give credit to for all that?
Oh, yeah, we touched a few wheels and Nerf bars, but, you know, it's close racing, and if it can go like that the rest of the year, this will be definitely the division to watch. It's great.
You know you're our defending track champion. It's befitting you should pick up the victory this afternoon, but I'm sure there's a few folks out there that made it a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah, especially my crew. Greg and Vanetta Narduzzi, Cam K-Ryan, Mike Camerata, Mike and Jan Alos, everybody else that helped, my parents, you know. It was tough coming back from such a successful season last year, and I really had doubts if I was going to do good this year, but this makes it all worth the while.
How about all the sponsors? Anybody out there in particular you'd like to say thanks to?
Yeah, I'd like to say thanks to Sanitary Services Corporation, Trashaway Incorporated, Bell Detroit Diesel, UD Concrete. They've all helped out this year.
Well, you know, Teddy, once again, you did a fine job this afternoon. Dan Betka from Aldorf Coors Incorporated is here to make a presentation of the trophy. We've got the Coors beer here on the podium. They're taking some victory lane photos.
Well, I went to the outside, and Teddy went to the inside. He, you know, and got Bo up there. No, he didn't get him up there, but he got in there. Bo thought I was going to be out there, I guess. I don't know, but...
Well, Bob Potter,
good job, and it was...
How does it feel to finish in the second position right behind Teddy Christopher in the greatest race of spring?
Well, it really feels good. Teddy did a hell of a job. I mean, all the guys, you know, that we were up front there, I think they did one fantastic job, you know. So, you know, I feel good. There was no slam banging or nothing. It was just one hell of a race.
Well, I think you just summed it up in one word, one hell of a race. Bo Gunning up here congratulates Teddy Christopher. You know, Bo, you had the lead, you went back, but you never gave up. You were consistently running up front with both Bob and Teddy. Was there any opportunity in particular that you were waiting for to make you move, or are you just holding on for the best you could at that point?
Well, I was going to try a couple laps before that, but I didn't know if anybody was on my back bumper or not. I tried to go by Teddy on the outside, and Bob was there, and he got under me. So I figured I'd leave it for the last lap and try to get Bob on the last lap, and we almost made it, but he had a little bit more oomph off the corner.
How about the no mirror rule? Has it proved to your advantage today?
I would say no, but I got to say, yeah, I think it did prove. I don't know to our advantage, but I think it did make better racing.
How about the new tires on the automobiles? Just a little bit stickier today.
Yeah, they seem to work real well. I got loose towards the end there, but we blew a hub seal in the back, but I think the tires worked well. I think we can run them again next weekend.
Well, Bo, congratulations on a fine third-place finish. Bob Potter, how do you feel about the no mirrors and the new tires?
Well, I think it's all right. The mirrors do help, you know, on long races like this, but if it's going to make good racing like this, you might as well leave them out, you know?
Well, right now, we're going to check with the winner of this afternoon's event. Teddy, the same question. How about the mirrors and the tires? What's your opinion?
Oh, the tires worked real well. As far as the mirrors go, it really didn't affect me too much. You really had to drive your balls off, though.
Whoa, that's X-rated, folks. Close your ears up there. Dan Betka, what do you think? Open wheel racing, the way to go for Coors?
I thought that was a great race. It was run very well. Congratulations to all the racers, and especially the first three winners.
Dan, thank you very much. You and the fine support from Coors Incorporated.
Teddy, on behalf of the Ed Flumke people and the employees that are trying to remember Eddie, as well as Area Auto Racing News, we'd like to present you with this brand new Simpson helmet, winning driver plaque, and one for the owner, your dad. Thank you.
Well, there we go. The Ed Flemke Area Auto Award being presented by Jimmy Milo to Teddy Christopher. A beautiful new Simpson helmet depicting his win in the prestigious Coors Spring Sizzler here at Stafford. As to who the winning driver is?
Yes, I think the one who's made the most outstanding job today is the number 13X, what's his name? Ronnie Rocco.
Ronnie the Rocket Rocco picking up the DeZaro Award here this afternoon from Fred DeZaro in behalf of Fred DeZaro Jr. Well, how about it, ladies and gentlemen? Your winner, Teddy Christopher. You got Bob Potter, Bo Gunning, and Ronnie Rocco all doing a fine job this afternoon in the 17th annual edition of the Coors Spring Sizzler here at Stafford. For all the folks of the media, we'll have Teddy Christopher up in the press box momentarily for interviews and pictures. First out, that just about completes the Victory Lane ceremonies here at the start-finish line. We're going to turn it back up to you for a recap on that feature finish.
Well, of course, there seems to be very little question, Joe, as to who, in fact, did take down the win and collected all of the goodies. Ted Christopher out of Plainville, Connecticut, car number 13, with a tremendous performance by Bob Potter, by Bo Gunning, and another performance that certainly is worth noting here. Thanks to all of you for coming out and spending this Sunday afternoon with us here at the Stafford Speedway. We hope you'll tell your friends what a great show it was, and we'll look forward to seeing you here on management of the Speedway. This is Russ Dowd. Thank you very, very much for being with us. Drive carefully going home, and have a nice, nice Sunday evening. Good night.